There's a couple of different ways to take a loan against your assets on Binance. You can use flexible rates or you can use fixed rates. Slightly different how they work, so I'll explain it here. So what we're doing now, if we want to take a loan on Binance, we have to put collateral onto Binance to borrow against. It's a bit like a mortgage, right? Where you take a loan against the value of the house. Well, with crypto, you can take a loan against the value of your Bitcoin or any of the other supported assets. There are a lot of assets that are supported. I want to go through some of the risks here first, because one of the risks is that if you're taking a loan against an asset, that asset is volatile because it's crypto, can fall in value, and that's not good. Binance is not a bank, and they're not going to give you a loan willy-nilly. They don't actually give you the loans. This is an open market for borrowing and lending. Binance are just the middleman, and they're not taking any risk here. They're not a bank. They can't create loans for you. So we're actually just trading in the market between buyers and sellers of this. So lenders and borrowers, right? So what that means is Binance isn't going to allow any bad debts. And so if the value of your collateral falls and they think you can't pay back the loan, then they will liquidate your collateral on there. We'll stick to Bitcoin, right? So you put Bitcoin on there, you take a loan against it, the Bitcoin falls in value, your loan is suddenly very high in relation to your collateral. Binance is going to liquidate your Bitcoin, right? So we can't go into bad debt, but that's a risk for us when loaning against our crypto. Now, the reason why there is a flexible rate and a fixed rate is because, like I said, Binance isn't a bank and they are not giving us these rates. So with flexible rates, these are essentially open market rates. There is a marketplace on Binance between lenders and borrowers. Borrowers, like us, we can borrow against our assets, and lenders are going to lend us that for the interest rate that we're paying. Now, this is kind of, think of it as an omnibus account. There is a market between lenders and borrowers, and the supply and demand over time is going to dictate what the interest rate is. Now, because Binance isn't a bank and no one else is giving us a loan specifically, that means that this rate has to be variable. The rate is variable because it's open to supply and demand. No one knows who they're borrowing or lending against or to. There is just a rate. So as we can see here for USDT, so let's say we have Bitcoin and we want to borrow a stable coin against it. We are paying an annual rate of 13%, and you can see that right here. But because this is flexible, it can change over time. So that means that we can borrow money, borrow stable coins, and we're paying 13% yearly now. It may be 10%, it may be 20%. It depends on supply and demand. So that's something we have to factor in and just make sure that we know exactly how that goes. That's a flexible rate loan. So the time horizon and the rate are flexible, and that means it can change over time. Now, fixed rate loans are slightly different. This is actually when we have to match up the lender and the borrower, because a fixed rate loan means that someone has to specifically agree to our terms, or we have to agree to their terms, right? So if we're borrowing $1,000 of USDT and we want to borrow that for a fixed rate, you also have to fix the time, right? So if you fix the interest rate, you have to fix the period that you're lending for as well. And that means that someone has to agree specifically to those terms. So this fixed rate fixes the rate and the time horizon. So now we can see that there is a marketplace for this, and there are these offers right here. So someone is offering to lend us USDT at 11% for 30 days. And we can go ahead and choose that. This person is offering to lend us USDT at 11.88 for 90 days, 12% here, 12%, 13%, right? So we can go, if we want a fixed rate loan, so we fix the rate, we fix the time, we can go and actually, essentially trade with someone that wants to lend the assets. But you can see there are durations, there are max borrow limits, time horizon, and fixed rate. So you can choose either or, fixed rate or flexible rate loans. Binance Loans works on something called over-collateralized lending. This is very normal in crypto and especially in DeFi, but we're just using Binance here. What this means is you can't borrow more than the value of your assets that you put on the platform. So you have to tie up some collateral, and from there you can borrow some money against it. But if you want to borrow $1,000 or USDT, you have to put $1,200 of Bitcoin on the platform to borrow against. That 20% is a buffer. It means that if Bitcoin falls in value, then there will be time and a buffer zone for Bitcoin, for Binance to actually sell that Bitcoin, to liquidate it, and to pay off your loan. So Binance will never let you go into negative equity or a bad loan. You're going to get liquidated, meaning your assets get sold first and pay off the loan over time. So that 20% is a buffer. It's over collateralized lending because Binance isn't a bank and no one's going to give us money more than we have to pay back the loan. So that's how it works. However, I want to be really clear that there are continued risks here. Credit risk, platform risk of Binance doing something and all of that. So be well aware of all of this. This isn't like the old school lending platforms that all went bust, but there are still risks here, right? And so you have to be cognizant of those. So what we can do is we can put some collateral on the system. I'm using wrapped beacon ETH here, which is Binance's staked ETH. You can use ETH, Bitcoin, major coins. They're all supported here. If there's a value, you can use it as collateral. Now you can see I want to borrow $100 against my collateral here. And Binance are going to tell me how much collateral I need to tie up in this thing to borrow $100. Now you can see down here, there's something called LTV. This is loan to value. So the loan that you're taking in USDT to the value of your collateral. And Binance, I put in $100 here. They said you can have a loan to value of 78%. That means my $100 is 78% of the value of this right now. However, this is a risk asset, right? ETH, and it can go up and down, which means if the price of ETH goes up, my loan to the value goes down, right? Because I'm borrowing $100, which is fixed, and the value of my ETH went up. So the amount of loan that I have compared to my collateral is lower, and that's a good thing. If ETH goes down in value, that means my loan fixed to the ETH value goes up. And that's not good because Binance aren't going to let us go into bad debt. You can see all that here. So current loan to value, 78%. The initial loan to value, 78. Margin call, 85. So I've got my $100 loan. If ETH falls in value so that my $100 is 85% of the value of my ETH, they will margin call me. That means they'll send you an email and say, hey, your collateral is getting very low in relation to your loan. You need to put more ETH on the platform or pay it off, right? That's at 85%. At 91%, that is when Binance will actually just sell your stuff. So you have a 9% buffer basically, right? So if the ETH falls further and your $100 is 91% of the value of your ETH, Binance will just sell your ETH and pay back the loan, and that's that. So that's how loan to value works. We can also make this less, right? So this is 78 right now. I'm just going to change the amount of collateral that I'm tying up to, let's say 0.07. And we should see that my loan to value now is 34%. I'm borrowing $100. I just put more collateral on there. And so my loan to value is miles away, right? And as you can see, this doesn't change because this is when they're actually going to liquidate you and margin call you. So I can see the annualized interest is 13%, like this. This is charged hourly. So it's a 13% if you hold it for a year. If you're charged interest hourly, right? So every hour you'll be paying a little bit of this interest back. But if you annualize that interest rate over a year, it works out as 13%. But like I said, that can change over time. So sometimes you may be paying less or more. We're going to start borrowing like this. Just confirm that. Loan successful, so I've taken that loan, and you can see my loan details right here. I am borrowing some USDT, and we have that against the wrapped beacon ETH. If you want to pay off your loan, you need to pay it back in the asset that you borrowed. So I borrowed USDT. I need that amount of USDT to pay it back. And I also need extra USDT to pay for the interest. You can see that after literally 2 seconds, I've accumulated a tiny bit of USDT interest. So I need at least that much in my account to pay off the loan. So what we're going to do is repay. You can also adjust LTV if you want. So if your LTV is getting very, very high, you can put more collateral on the system to reduce your LTV. Press adjust LTV here. And it's going to say, hey, do you want to transfer some more assets in? And you say yes, and it just transfer the assets in. It brings down your LTV, but we're going to repay. We're going to pay off the repayment amount like this. If you have extra collateral in your account, right? So let's say you borrowed $100 and with interest, you have to pay 105 back, but you don't have any USDT. You can just go and liquidate some other crypto in your account like Bitcoin or other, and it's going to pay off everything for you. So you can press collateral. I'm just going to use borrowed coins. So max like this, and we're going to confirm repayment. And that's that, and my loan is out. Fixed rate loans work in exactly the same way, although the interest rate and the duration is fixed. And so you can borrow for that amount of time and then pay it back after. Something else to be aware of is that the borrowed assets, you can do whatever you want with those. So you can keep them in your account, or you can send them out to your own wallet, or even switch them for a fiat currency and off-ramp it if you want. But like I said, that collateral always has to stay on Binance. And if the LTV gets too bad, then they will liquidate you out of that. So be aware of all of this and the risks involved. I'll leave some other helpful videos on all of this down in the description below. I'm James, it's MoneyZG. Cheers for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.